Well, I do think that it should be based upon what you do for your students in your school. Um, there had, I think that, I think if you, I think if you come in early, and I think that if you work with your students, and I think that if you're willing to stay late and you're available for some tutoring, you know, I think that's what it should look at. I know that I've heard some say, well, if you're a coach, then you should get more money. And I have nothing against coaches because I've coached in my lifetime, but that's also a paid position. You chose to coach. You are getting compensated for it. So I don't think that merit-based pay should be based on some of those things. I think it's what you give of yourself above and beyond what you're paid to do. So if you're willing to come in early and help students, if you are willing to stay late and help students, if you do go watch them play sports and you give of yourself. I don't think your pay should be based on what you're already being paid to do. So I guess that is going to be my concern on merit-based pay. If your job and your pay raise depended upon students performing well on those tests, you are going to see teachers teaching to that test. I mean, you're talking about somebody's livelihood. And, I think that when we started putting so much emphasis on standardized testing, I think it did kind of take some of the fun out of education. And, but yeah, I think that, a lot of the variety and maybe some of the teaching styles that people once used might be compromised so that they can get those kids to perform. And it's really kind of an unfair situation too, because we have a lot of kids that just don't care. And I think, that's what we need to, I personally feel like that's what we need to find. We've got to find that magic bullet. What is it that we can do to make kids care? Is that educating families? Is it educating the students? I think that the administration and the faculty know how important in this day and age, how important it is for these kids to pass the test. But I don't think the kids know yet. And so until they understand the importance of them passing that test, that everybody's taking the hit for them, I think that you're going to see. I personally feel in my own teaching, since I do have a core 40 in biology now, that I do feel that we rush through material so that we can cover material. I feel that some of the really fun things, you have to put those off to the side, and if you have time for those, we'll come back to those. But, that test is so important. It's important in everybody's eyes.